listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. We got a great show today. It's going to be fun. I'm with my my Nightwing to my Batman, Victor Pachecho. Victor, how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I was doing a little comic book reading. Nightwing is actually pretty cool because he
I like how you have to justify it after you said it like a million times. It's like thanks. Right now is great clarification. No,
we gotta catch the Rifters up. But so Nightwing used to be Robin, right? And then when he was Robin, he was like, I could be Batman. And Batman's like, no, you can't be Batman. So then he's like, all right, I'm going to be my own superhero. I'm going to be Nightwing. And I'm never going to talk to you again. And Batman's like, that's cool. I'll just find a new Robin. And Nightwing's like, ah. So Nightwing became Nightwing, right? And
there was a new Robin, right?
There's a new Robin, but it turns out Nightwing is just basically Robin. He always gets hurt.
Wait, hold up a second, though. But doesn't like the second Robin get murdered by the Joker?
I think one of the Robins get murdered by the Joker.
So it can't be Nightwing.
No, it can't. It's the new Robin.
Yeah. So that's because I remember I was reading that, and then like he asked for the help of Nightwing. Yeah. And what's really fucked up was I thought the comic was really lame when I got it, and now since it's considered vintage, it's probably worth at least $500. Then I just threw
it really?
away. I threw it away like it was fucking nothing.
Oh my god.
And, oh yeah, I feel, dude. Video games too, dude. Like Mega Man 4 is worth $40, and Mega Man 5 is worth between $100 to $140. And I'm like, holy shit! I'm just trying to play them.
Yeah. Well, what's Mega Man?
Dude, Mega Man's is like robot in the future that fights off these other he's like half man, half robot.
Oh yeah.
And he's like wearing like a robot suit.
Oh.
He like blast lasers and stuff and beats bosses to get to other bosses type of thing.
Victor, can I ask you on air if you're my age or are you a little younger?
Dude, I have gray in my face, so I'm at least rocking a hard 40, but I'm not. I'm almost 40. But yeah.
Okay, so you're my age. So
wait, are we gonna say Batman the animated series?
No. I was gonna ask you about this. Do you remember this thing when we were the children? And like it was like a little Game Boy, and you would like connect them with other people's like little Game Boy, and then it would be like 1, 2, 3, fight, and then you tear them apart, and they were like dinosaurs, and like you were like fighting. Do you remember this? It was like Digimon or something.
I think this was before Digimon, and if you're saying Digimon, it's after my time.
Oh, okay. But you remember Digimon, right?
Yeah, dude. Digimon was like, it's still in our time, but like, I know you're like a couple or a few years younger than me, but you're still my age where I'm like, no, dude. You know what, though? There was people my age that watched Barney when it was like not cool to watch Barney. Yeah. When like kids were like, yeah, Barney's cool. And you're just like, dude, stop watching Barney. This was the 90s. So you wouldn't say you're fucking lame. You'd be like, you're fucking gay. And you know
what I did once is I told a girl that I was like trying to get with. I was just like, I wasn't like dating her, but like I was talking to her. So she's at my house right now. And like, this is when I was like a child actor, and I didn't do anything, but I was a child actor. I was like, yeah, I was on a couple episodes of Barney. And she's like, oh my God, really? That's cool. I was like, yeah.
What?
And then she's like, we should totally watch it. I was like,
wait, hold on, dude. What's is this a friend or a date or what is this?
This was like someone who I wanted to get with.
Was this a date though, or were you guys just hanging out as friends?
We were just hanging out.
Either way, that's still fucking weird. It would be weird if it was like the context that you guys were gonna go out and she like, I want you to come over. But no, she wants you to come over so you can watch your fucking Barney tape. Sorry.
So we're watching Barney for 10 hours. And after every single episode, I was like, oh, I think I'm in the next one.
So you watched Barney for 10 hours with some lady?
It was a long time, dude.
Dude, that's so funny. You're like, dude, it was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, our guest is here, Kevin James Thornton.
Nice.
Oh man. Oh, but yeah, that was a great story. Hey, Kevin,
Hi.
how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good, Kevin. This is Victor, the trusty sidekick.
Cool.
Hey,
Hi, Victor.
how you doing?
Good.
So,
Doing good.
so what we're doing here is we're about to interview Kevin James, Kevin. So you gotta be prepared.
I have to be prepared.
Yeah, you gotta be
Okay.
prepared. Kevin James Thornton, everyone. He's in the Zoom. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Just living the dream. I was up all night doing the stand up. You ever do that where you do so much stand up and then you just crash all day?
I wish I could sleep. I used to be able to sleep till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but now that I'm getting older, I'm wide awake when the sun comes up.
Oh,
No matter
really?
what. Yeah, it sucks.
Oh my god, that does sound terrible.
I hate it. I need to start doing drugs or something so I can stay asleep longer.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea, isn't it? I thought it was a good idea.
That's great. Yeah.
Don't do it unless you
Yeah.
call me.
Uh,
No, there's a lot of drugs that'll keep you up. At least like you'll have a reason to be up. Like, no, I was
yeah.
riding last night. Totally riding. I was riding all night. It was the best.
Yeah. No, the other drugs, the sleepy ones.
Yeah.
That's not good sleep though. Like
It's not.
and,
Yeah.
horrible sleep. I mean, my friend
It's-
told me. My friend.
Right. You've heard.
No,
Yeah.
that was me. It was me. 100%.
You heard from your other friend named Victor. Got it.
Yeah, my other friend is Victor. Yeah, chubby Latino.
Yeah. So Kevin, I just want you to know that maybe I should edit this part out, but I think your publicist is the best publicist in the world. So I think you're
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so I think you're in great hands. And not I don't want to say I should edit that out to edit that out, but I think I want you to know you have a good team. So
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pleased. I'm pleased so far.
yeah.
Yeah.
She got you on the Reza riffs.
Right?
Ah,
We can stop after this.
we could stop. Okay, and record. So Kevin, I wanted to ask you because it seems like I watched your special on the comedy dynamics. I thought it was great, and I like how you added the music in it and stuff. But it seems like you had to have a music background too, because like it's very hard to just do stand up and then add music unless you have a music background.
Yeah. I went to school for musical theater. I was a musical theater kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't really consider myself a musician. I guess I still am in some ways. I haven't done it in a long time, but I guess it's made its way
Yeah,
into my stand up anyway.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
the Olive Garden song, and then
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then you're talking about Stan. I like that too.
Yeah. Who doesn't love the Olive Garden?
Oh, I don't know. Victor loves the Olive Garden. He was telling me, he's like, hey, after the show, we should send Kevin some Olive Garden.
It's like, yeah. Have you actually been to the Olive Garden recently?
No, I haven't. But
You haven't?
No. Oh God, I feel like you're gonna drop a truth bomb that's gonna hurt everyone's.
No. It's well, I
good?
worked. It was okay. I mean, I knew
Still decent. Pass.
it was. I mean, it's in my hometown. Like Olive Garden was like that was prom dinner. Like if you wanted
Oh.
something fancy
yeah,
before prom, you're gonna go to the Olive Garden.
yeah.
But I hadn't eaten there as an adult really, and a friend and I went just to be silly. Really, it was okay. I had the tour of Italy. I'm sure it was
Oh.
super authentic. No, I don't know.
You know where I took my date before prom? I didn't take her to the Olive Garden. I took her to In-N-Out.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that a subliminal?
Yeah. And they should have changed it to Sit and Wait. Because
Yeah.
I think we missed the dance or something. And then like, after the prom, there's like a code word you're supposed to have sex. And then she was like pulling the whole, that 3x3 really hurt my stomach.
Oh, yeah, you sabotaged yourself.
Yeah. And then she had the animal style fries and stuff. And I didn't even know about the secret menu until prom. So I felt like an idiot.
Oh, I don't know about the secret menu either.
Oh, you don't know about the secret menu?
No.
It is so disgusting. It should be
Is it?
called
I'm sure.
It shouldn't be called the secret menu. It should be called the disgusting menu.
Okay, if you don't like onions, then it is disgusting. If you love onions, it's the best thing ever.
Is okay.
So
Do you like onions, Kevin?
I like yeah, I'm into onions. Is everything just smothered in onions on the secret menu?
Well, it depends on the restaurant, but like In and Out,
Thousand Island. Yeah.
well,
Okay.
yeah, but no, there's like caramelized onions and pickles, and it's all wrapped up with cheese. It's animal style, and it's like really messy. Like I've never seen anybody eat it cleanly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, all right. I guess I'm a lone wolf here. So Kevin James Thornton, you just got back from doing a big Europe tour, I read.
I did.
How was that? Because I've never been to Europe.
Man, it was I'm so glad it happened. It was really cool to do. I didn't really know going in, like, is this going to translate? Is it all going to work, in a totally different culture? I mean, I was in Helsinki and Stockholm, and it was really fun. It was super cool to be in front of audiences in other places. I didn't really know what to expect. The travel it wore me out, man. It was like, I did like 9 countries in 3 weeks.
Holy Lord.
And just like going in and out of security and airports like every other day was just like, it was very exhausting, but I'm glad it happened.
Now, when you travel, because like I know you've been headlining for a couple years now, but like, so I don't know like how when you travel, like if you like sightseeing or whatever. But when I do the road, that's the big thing I like to do. I like to sightsee. But it sounds like you didn't have a lot of time to sightsee.
I had a couple days here and there. And if I had like a full day off, I definitely tried to make the most of it and do something. Like I had 2 full days in Paris, and that was really amazing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other places, it was literally like travel, do the show, crash, get up and do it again the next day. So some places I didn't get to see very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a sick sense of humor out of boredom. So like if I ever do Europe, like on a day off, I'm just gonna go to a random person and like just have a picture of a girl and be like, "Excuse me, have you seen this girl?" I'm going to act like Liam Neeson from Taken. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Speak in a low, gravelly voice. Everyone will be like, "What? What did you just say?"
Try to kill time until the gig. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. So like, how was the humor from the States to Europe? Like, was it different or was it pretty similar?
To be honest, so I was not in like comedy clubs in a lineup. It was, the people who came were already familiar with some of my online stuff. So they were on my side already. Yeah. So it's a little hard to know like what it would feel like to walk out, in a comedy club in England, like a normal comic, how would that go? I'm not sure. But it all went pretty well. I mean, they were excited to see me, and it was fun. So, yeah.
My friend, he used to do comedy in London, and he told me that Hugh Grant was in the audience once, and he said that Hugh Grant went up to him, Kevin James Thornton, I swear to God, and he says this: "That was rubbish."
Wow.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, if Hugh Grant said that, I don't know if
it must be true. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to book you in the United States.
I don't know. I think I would use that as a pull quote.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh Grant, rubbish.
Says I'm rubbish.
I'd just rather somebody say I suck than say that my set was rubbish.
Rubbish. I know. Just because it's British, it makes it sound like 10 times worse.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah,
I think their whole culture is like kill the court jester.
Oh
you
know
what I mean? Like like the clown comes out, and if you don't like it, throw him to the lions.
That's true.
I just made that
true. No, that's
I just
so
made that
true.
history up. So maybe it's still in them, like to kind of be cruel to the comedian.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just made that up.
No, I love that. Do you ever make up like history acts, but like tell yourself like when you're talking to a stranger and you're making something up on it and like you act like it's true, and then like 3 weeks later you are like, oh, I forgot I said that.
I have a terrible habit of. I think it's because it's like the improv thing where you're supposed to say yes and if someone. Yeah. I think I just do that in life. So if someone's like, "Oh man, did you see that thing on the news?" and I'm like, "Yeah," and I did not. It's just like my impulse to say yes.
But no, like one time I told people that I was a zookeeper, and I would like one of my jobs is I used to tame lions, you know. And then I was like, "Hey, can you really tame a lion?" You know what I mean? And so then, like 3 weeks later, you know, they call me and they say, "Hey, this lion's out of control. You have some lion taming experience." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh wow! Like so, like a Hollywood lion.
Yeah, like there's a
Yeah.
lion out or something, and I was just like, "I'm not getting near that thing. What are you
You're
talking
like, hey, I was lying.
about?" Yeah, that's awesome.
It
I was
didn't happen.
lying. That's a great joke. Oh man. Do you mind if I use that?
It's all yours, man. It's all yours. Yeah.
We
These are
wrote it
jokes for both.
together.
We
Oh
did,
my
yeah.
God. Let's do a Zoom high five.
I'll just leave. You guys are
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, it was great meeting you. I
I'm
bid you
thinking
adieu.
about firing Victor and hiring you to be
Yeah.
the trusty side.
Too much chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay, not even jealous. All right, I'm right about something else. I don't.
Yeah.
Let's just say I did it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is that your dog in your back? Is your Zoom background? Is that your?
I'm so fat. I'm covering my dog. My dog's a little dog.
Oh, okay.
But it was this is at the little dog park, and there's this huge 6-month Great Dane, and my dog was the only dog that was not scared of it.
Oh, that's
So
adorable.
it's just everyone's like, "Oh my God, they need to get that dog out of the dog park." I'm like, "Nah, she's great. She's just a little monster."
Dogs don't know. Dogs don't know how big or not big they are.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
this one. This one was like really flying through. I'm like, ooh. I was like,
Yeah.
I weigh a lot. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be really bad for their joints. I know they're
Yeah.
only 6 months. That can't be good. All that weight, all that pressure. But yeah, dog park, dude. Love this stuff.
You know what's weird is dogs get more action than me. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should share that publicly, but
that's because animals don't have any sort of shame instilled to them.
Oh,
You know,
right,
they don't
yeah.
have any morals
yeah.
to deal with.
They always say they always see everything in gray or something, right?
I guess.
Is that what dogs do? I don't know.
Wait,
That's why.
Yeah, they can, but like, isn't there like a new dog show where it's like different shades of blue? So like the dog can watch with the human being.
Oh.
It's like
Oh,
it's called Bluey, and I remember it because I was like, that kind of sounds like blowy,
yeah.
and like whether you're gonna do some blow or get a blowy, like it sounds very not children.
I've been, for some reason, a lot of videos of monkeys jacking off have been coming through my social media feed.
Oh my God.
I don't
that's
know why.
hilarious.
I don't know why that started, but it's really disgusting.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
No.
I don't know if we could. Maybe I'm getting too graphic for your show, but
No,
they're like,
Okay,
no,
I'll not one up it. but
Don't
I'll
watch
match
it.
No. I was gonna match it with the algorithm. Is this on Instagram? Because for me, I get a lot of cartelgram with the Mexican cartel, and
Oh,
there's like
wow.
a lot of like money, and I'm like, dude, is like the FBI or NSA trying to get me to join the cartel? Like, ooh, they got a lot
yeah.
of, they're just
Isn't
flashing
it-
around like $3 million.
Isn't it funny what it thinks you're gonna like? Like, it thinks you're gonna like the cartel, and it thinks I'm gonna like monkeys shooting
That's
gross
what I was laughing.
monkey
I'm like,
loads.
Why would anyone like that? Nobody. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, he's gonna fuck around and send it to one of his friends and be like, aha, now
Yeah.
you gotta watch it too. You know,
Kevin James Thornton, do you like bananas?
Yeah, I like bananas.
So that's probably why.
Is that
they
what it
showed
is?
you.
I like
Yeah.
bananas too. I'm not getting those. I don't want those. I don't want those. Don't want those. Just clarifying that. I love
Your-
bananas. And
Your phone has heard it already. You're gonna see monkeys. Like they shoot like gross monkey loads. Like, it's disgusting.
Oh my God.
wait, hold on. Just for clarity, is it just like the cum shot, or is it like
Yeah.
it leads up to it, or just
Well,
depends? It's a different video.
I don't know. I just fast forwarded to the good part.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh yeah. So Kevin James Thornton, speaking of stuff that's trending, I wanted to ask you how did you, because I feel like during the pandemic, although it was very, very terrible, I feel in a way it kind of helped you because like I feel that's how people noticed you.
Oh, it totally is. I mean, like, this would not have happened had for me, had the pandemic not happened. So I moved to LA in like 2008 to do stand-up comedy full time. And I did okay. I actually went on the road for a while, but I was making it work, but I wasn't making a whole lot of money, and it was a struggle, and by this point I was like in my late 30s, and I was like, you know what? I tried as hard as I could and it didn't quite work. And I kind of thought I was done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I worked really hard. I did okay, but it was just like, I was just so broke and I was so tired. I'm like, well, you know what? I gave it my best and started doing other things, and I really just kind of felt like it wasn't going to happen for me. When the pandemic happened, I feel like everyone in the whole world downloaded TikTok at the same time.
Yeah.
And I just was in the right place at the right time, and I was doing something that made people laugh by themselves in their houses. It just blew up really fast. And I don't think it would have happened had everyone just not been at home on their phones for 6 months,
But isn't it funny how, like, stand-up comedy, I mean, I don't know about the music biz or whatever, but stand-up comedy, it comes in waves. Like, one year you're really, really hot. The next year you're kind of like, then you're hot. You know what I mean? And so, like, during the pandemic, before the pandemic, I was really, really hot. Then the pandemic happened. I was really, really bad. And then, like, everyone I toured with died during the pandemic, so I was still bad.
Wow.
And then this year, like 2023 was the first good year since the pandemic where I was like, oh, great. And so far it's now starting bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's ups and downs. I think it's good. It's better to keep that in perspective and not think of it like there's a destination that you have to get to as quickly as possible. Because you're right. It's like over the course of your life, some years will be amazing, some will be less amazing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then you get the email from all these bookers. They're like, oh, we're so sorry for your loss on whoever died. I guess we'll never see you at the club again. And you're like, what the hell?
Did people say that?
Oh, yeah, a few. But so that's like, I was trying to hope I could trend on TikTok or whatever. Be like, hey, I'm back.
Are you talking about LA clubs or on the road clubs?
All the road clubs.
Really?
Yeah. A few of them. They were kind of mean,
Well, you know what? The staffs of those clubs turn over so fast. There's already somebody new.
Oh, no, definitely. By the time this podcast airs, they've already gone through 4 managers.
Yeah. There's a handful where you see the same managers more than once, but it's rare.
Yeah. I don't even remember the managers' names anymore.
Yeah.
I just call them, hey, dude, you want to see a video of monkeys jacking off?
Yeah.
That's my new pickup line for whenever I whatever. Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to see monkeys jacking off?
No. He was queuing me up to tell a question, not to see monkeys jerking off. Yeah, but you send me that link later.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I had a question about, like, I was originally going to be about writing sketches about TikTok, but yeah, I guess I'll ask it. What's the major challenge in writing a one-man show versus writing a TikTok sketch?
Oh, well, I don't really write. I mean, the TikTok sketches, literally, I put no thought into them. Like,
oh, wow.
So a lot of those stories have been in my act for a long time. So it's not like I pulled them out of nowhere, so I had a lot of those sort of in my pocket already. But really, the TikTok stuff is like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh yeah, that one thing happened. That was funny. And I'll work on it for like 10 minutes and that's the TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really scripted or, maybe some people do that. I'm not sure, but I never have really,
No, that's amazing. But it was like, how would you, then in that case, like then from stand up, then from all the bits that you have, all the sets that you have, how did you was there like a transition between grouping those together and making a one-man show, or was it?
Yeah. So like when I came to LA for a couple years and, I was just starting out. And so I took some classes. I hung out in the back at the Comedy Store every night, and just like tried to watch and learn. And I would go up you know, I would do like the improv open mic, I'd do potluck at the Comedy Store, and that's kind of it, really.
Yeah.
And then when I went on the road, I actually sat down and I wrote. It was still comedy, but it was more of, like you said, like a one-man show. It was like almost like a comedic monologue, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I toured for like 4 years. Have you heard of a Fringe festival before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every city has them.
They do. Yeah. So I actually toured Fringe festivals for like 4 years.
Oh yeah.
With my comedic monologue, you know.
Do they put you up in like shitty hotels like Motel 6, Super 8s, or what?
Man, not even that. Like sometimes it's
oh my god,
it's like someone's basement, or like
oh
they'll like pair you, they treat it almost like an arts festival. So like they'll pair you up with like volunteers who are working with the festival who have like a spare room or something. And sometimes it was cool, but sometimes it was like, man, I do not want to talk to anybody, but I have to go back to this person's house.
yeah.
You know, like you said, you're like exhausted from doing stuff all day, and then
It depends how attractive the guy is, right?
that's what I was trying to get to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this person hot or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read your monkey jacking off humor.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think those weren't monkeys you were watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just porn. I'm just talking about porn.
But okay, so go back to the festival. So like I mean, I don't know the money situation, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of money in that.
Yeah, you know, at the time I had been so broke that there were moments where I was like, oh, I'm making money. Because like if you did well at a Fringe festival, you might roll out of there with $1,000.
Yeah. Plus
You know,
agent fees and
yeah. And so at the time I was like, oh my God, I've got $800 in my pocket, you know, but that had to last me like the next 2 weeks. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really wasn't very much money. It was like just enough money to sort of get to the next place and do it all over again, you know? And so that's also why it was kind of exhausting. Because after 4 years of that, I'm like, yeah, I made it work, but I'm broke and very tired.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is it easier for you now that you kind of, you know, now that you are established and you know what you're doing, is it easier for you to like write another hour? Because I'm assuming that's what you're working on right now, right?
Yep. So yeah, I feel super grateful. Yeah. So like my last 2 hours, I actually pulled together fairly quickly because now that, you know, doors are opening and stuff, like the club here where I sort of live here in Nashville where I am right now. And so the club here, Zanies, the last 2 years, they've given me like a little residency to just work out new material. So, you know, I had the special you saw that's on Amazon. I workshopped that at Zanies over like 4 or 5 nights. And then they let me have 4 or 5 nights again this year. And that's how I got this new hour together, like way quicker than I could have just trying to get up for 10 minutes. Like, you know, if you have your own hour to just do whatever you want, you can get it together a lot quicker. So I'm so grateful that's how I've gotten my last 2 hours together so fast.
That's awesome. I think I want to move to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe there's something to be said, you know, like, you know, smaller communities. I mean, Zanies is a badass club. You know, it's one of my favorites. So,
do you know who Dusty Slay is?
yeah, of course. Yep.
So I watched his special and I thought it was great. And now if I ever move to Tennessee, I don't think I want to do comedy. I just want to stalk Dusty Slay.
Yeah. Did he record his special at Zanies? Is that?
I don't know, but I
No.
know he's in
Yeah, that's his
Tennessee.
home club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
So I think that there's something, I don't know. I think there's something magical about Tennessee. Maybe it's the Titans or something that makes people way, you know, like
Maybe
that's
so.
my type of humor. So
I don't know. Tennessee's kind of losing its mind right now. So.
oh, really?
Maybe
How
don't.
so? Yeah. Like,
I don't.
what's-
Well, you know, it's kind of the center of one of those places that's like trying to outlaw drag shows or like
Oh yeah,
don't say gay stuff. That's Tennessee is one of the
yeah. Really?
places. That's
wow.
yeah.
That's shocking.
And then they hate Mexicans, but they're like really we're all conservative like that. Like you can't like be Mexican and have a gay friend with like, oh, are you gay too? And it's just like I have gay friends because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
Like
where does that come from? Didn't Mexico just legalize gay marriage?
Well, no, they did, but they just killed somebody in Congress who was like open, like a judge. I'm sorry, not in Congress.
Yeah.
He was a judge, and he was all about equality rights and LGBT rights, of course. And so they said that he got into a quarrel with his boyfriend, but they were both mutilated at the residence, and there's like this huge outcry.
Jesus.
And it's just like holy shit. And because what they're saying is that they're trying to cover it up but it was a hate crime, of course.
So there's a mixture of people who are for and against, just like here. Yeah.
It's a lot. Like I said, like I got like a lot of like cartel stuff and stuff in Spanish, and like there's people that are like legitimate, like he deserved it. I'm like, for being gay?
Yeah.
Like, and the people are like discussing this in Spanish. I'm like, God, why do I speak Spanish and am able to read Spanish? Because I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, these guys are fucking, they're just like hicks. They're like, oh, it's against the Bible, so it's wrong. And I'm like, so is fucking your sister. That's against the Bible too. You can't do that either. So it's like, you're not supposed to eat meat on Saturdays. Everyone eats meat on Saturday.
That's what Tennessee is like as well. It's a lot like Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is there so much hatred towards Mexicans when the majority of us are just like,
Also, there's a ton of Mexican restaurants in Nashville. That's like the most common restaurant.
Really? Right, though? Do they do it right though? Because I heard New York is horrible with their Mexican food.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, not coming from Los Angeles. No, they don't do. I mean, it's not as good. It's not as good as that, or like South Texas or something. But yeah.
New York Mexican food is terrible because they just want to sell those hot dogs.
Mexican hot dogs?
No, those hot dogs. Okay, bad joke.
When you're coming down to the Dodger Stadium and there's these Mexicans selling hot dogs, that's what Keith's talking about, of course. They wrap it up in the bacon, eh?
Kevin James Thornton, not all jokes are good, so come on, man.
I don't know. I think Mexican hot dog has potential.
Oh, really? Okay, excellent.
It's just fun. It's fun. It's fun to say. It's fun to say.
That was my nickname on the football team.
Ayo.
Mexican hot dog, yeah. El perro caliente. That's how I say hot dog in Spanish, by the way. Which is very suggestive for a homophobic culture and language.
So Kevin James Thornton, I wanted to ask you though, like how, because you started comedy in 2008, 2009, right? Like that's when you first did. So I'm assuming because I did a couple years before that, but I mean, I'm not gay, so like my humor doesn't talk about being that, being like that. But I imagine nowadays the humor is now more socially acceptable because I feel like back then, because I have autism and like I was doing a whole bunch of autism jokes and like people weren't really getting it. You know what I mean? Until now. Mm-hmm. So like,
like the world has changed a lot in the last decade, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I just wanted to see like how is that transition? Like, is it easier for you now? Or
yes.
Yeah.
Like so there are clubs now that I would have absolutely said no to 10 years ago. Like I mean I go to Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
I have 3 nights at a club in Naples, Florida, which people tell me is very conservative, and like I would have been kind of scared 10 years ago, Yeah. I won't lie. There's still something that's like, is this a mistake to go to Huntsville, Alabama? But it was fine. It's been fine.
Dude, I hate Florida because like whenever I do Florida, I feel like there's more alligators than audience.
There's alligators in the clubs?
No, like they're everywhere. Like
in the clubs?
No, maybe they can't get in the club, but they're everywhere.
In the club?
Yeah.
No, dude, they don't have any ID. They can't get in the club without ID.
They're underage. They're underage alligators. That's actually my favorite porn genre, underage alligators.
That's got to be the name of your next special. Yeah. Underage alligators jerking off monkeys.
Dude, monkeys have small dicks. How would they reach with those little fucking T-Rex arms they have? No way. No way, Keith.
Oh man. So I wanted to ask you, So when you do comedy and you run into other comedians who are gay and stuff, do you feel that the humor, like, is it hard for you to do the same show with those guys, or do you like want to, like, say you're doing a guest spot and the comic before he was gay? You know what I mean? Like, does that throw off your whole thing?
No, I mean, I would honestly, my material. I mean, it. I guess you would say that it is gay because I'm just talking about my own perspective. But the stuff I talk about is so, like, I talk so much about growing up in my church, like, and a lot of it's more about that. So, you know, if I feel like, I mean, I do. If someone's up before me and I feel like maybe our stories are similar, I will poke my head out there and like make sure there's no, like, I'm not doing the same, like a similar joke or something. But no, it's actually, so far it's been fine. There aren't really a lot of like full on gay male comedians out. I mean, there's a handful of us.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it depends. As long as you're the hotter one, right?
that is all that matters, really. Yeah.
I think that's all.
It doesn't matter, gay or straight. It doesn't matter. As long as you're the hottest person in the room. Like, I look around and I'm like, I'm the hottest person in here. This fucking show's gonna suck. You know? And I didn't say nobody wasn't funny. I was just the hottest person in there, and I'm not hot at all.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe times are changing, but I used to feel like hot works against you. Like when I was younger, I was a lot better looking, and I feel like that people just assumed I couldn't be funny.
Really?
Because I was so hot. No.
Oh my god!
But now I'm 50 years old, and they're like, that guy's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. You're great.
Yeah, I saw your headshot. I was like, oh, this guy's hot. And I was just like, yeah, you know, he's got it going on. He's got it going on, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, so how cool is that? Because I could vouch for Victor. You know, he's straight, he's married to a lady, and he just called you hot. So how cool is that?
That was the best part of this interview so far. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nailed it. Oh. By the way, one time Keith saw, like, we did a show. And then he's like, hey, do you want to go to strip club with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. But I don't really want to pay to go to a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of like against, you know, I don't want to. He's like, no, I'll pay for you. So as soon as we got there, I was like over the top and pretend like Keith was my boyfriend. And I grabbed him really hard. And like, you know, I'm like, oh my God, it's my friend Keith Reza. And then they just let us in for free. It was amazing.
But did the strippers still made you pay, right? Like they don't let it.
Oh yeah. No, but it was just
the guard
fun to have
was
a gay
fan
couple
of mine. And then Victor's like, oh, hugging me and stuff, and I was like, do you think you could let this guy in too, so he could? So like, I got us in for free because, you know, I'm a D-list celebrity. But, I couldn't get us free lap dances.
Oh, by the way, that guard was so homophobic, he didn't even pat me down. Did not even pat me down. It was like, this is how you get into strip clubs. You know?
God, stop bumming Kevin out. That's why.
Dude,
Kevin
I didn't mean to. I'm just like
explaining what happened.
I've been waiting to get the pat down at the airport, and no one will. And it's never happening. Also, I just saw. I think that they can see your junk in the X-ray.
Yes, they can.
Yeah,
they can.
With that plastic thing that goes around really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely can see your dick.
Oh.
They can see your balls. They can see your ball hair.
Like, wow.
Really?
So,
like,
so the person who takes that job, like, they've just seen 1,000 dicks a day.
And badges and buttholes. Like, it's
wow.
Because it's like 360 all the
buttholes.
way around. Yeah, dude. Butt plugs too, dude. Yeah, man. It's fucking 2024, man. You ain't going to the airport if you're not fucking plugging it up, bro. Come on, man.
Kevin James Thornton, you're in the wrong business. You gotta work at the airport.
I know. I want that job. So, well, I guess they have the screen sort of shielded from the public then.
Yeah. Okay. So I got pulled over, even though I was walking, but I got stopped because they're like, yeah, we noticed in the X-ray you have something in your chest area and your torso area, and I'm like, yeah, it's called fat, blubber, and they're like, not laughing at all. They're like, no. Well, you're going to have to take off your shirt. And I'm a fat guy with tits, you know? And I'm like, at an airport, and there's kids right there. And I'm just like, dude, there's kids right there. And then he's all like, if you don't take off your shirt right now, you're going to have to go in the back. So I'm just like, no way. So I got freaked out, and I lifted up my shirt, and I dropped my pants, like, in front of everybody. I don't know. I freaked out. And they're like, sir, you could get arrested.
Like, we didn't say pants.
No,
like you did
okay,
that.
they didn't say pants, okay? They didn't. I didn't say, okay, they did say
You're
pants.
like, keep your underwear on. You're going too far.
Okay,
we didn't.
Okay, what it was that there was too much blubber and there was not enough like cocaine falling out of the torso or chest area. And so, like, you know, like I did that. They're like, you know, we could arrest you for indecent exposure. I'm like, you just told me to take off my shirt, so I wanted to prove to you that I didn't have a bomb on me. Like an idiot, I said bomb, but they took me to the back. Oh, it was fucked up.
Oh,
man.
they pulled a little meet the parents on you, huh?
Dude, they met Victor's butthole, dude. That's not cool.
Holy Lord.
It wasn't even, you know, the only thing I was happy about was that I did not.
Well, it depends who you ask. Kevin might think it's cool.
Kevin, no, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the guys.
If I was working that airport gate, I would have actually tipped you. I would have made it rain.
So you're in the Bears, huh? Cool.
I pulled out the ones.
So Kevin James Thornton, I wanted to ask you, like, what is like now your new career ambition? Because now you're already a national headliner. You already got that. So, like, is it to keep going? Like, how high is too high for Kevin James Thornton?
Well, I will say, like, I don't have any aspirations for like to cross over into like a movie or something. I mean, if something like that happens, I would consider it. But man, I love being a comic. I love being on stage every night in front of a live audience. That's my favorite thing. So I would like to just keep. I mean, I would like to get a little bigger. You know, I'd like to maybe move up to theaters, you know, if that were possible. But honestly, if I just do clubs the rest of my life, I think I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I'm having a great time. I'm about to start writing a book.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, I actually got a literary agent this year, and we just finished my writing sample. So if I get a publisher, I will probably take some time off to write. You know, so that's kind of probably in my future.
Yeah.
But then I'll go right back to the road after I'm done with that.
Writing a book is the hardest thing, because I've been writing a book, my memoir, but I've been writing it for 12 years and I only have one page done.
That's not a lot of progress for 12 years.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard, man.
It's seriously the toughest thing, because like if you write something, you think it's genius, then you read it out loud. You're like, this is bullshit. And then you clear it, and then you're like, wait, maybe it wasn't bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it fucks with your head, dude.
Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration that I don't, to be honest, I don't know if I have the level of concentration that is required to write a book, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah. I will say though that my first page is the title page, and I got the best title ever. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
All right. Keith Reza, because that's my name.
Mm-hmm.
How to annoy yourself to the top.
Oh, yeah. It's got a nice ring to it.
Because I am annoying.
Yeah.
according to my mom, but
you should include something in there about underage alligators.
Yeah, that's chapter 1.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, I was doing this club in Florida and
full of alligators.
Full of alligators. I was like, hey, where's all these underage alligators? Because they get my Peter Pan jokes. I don't know. Oh man. Hey, what's the worst experience you've ever had? Like, have you ever like done an hour and you're just bombing, but you tell yourself, okay, instead of trying to get this crowd, I'm just gonna keep bombing?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, that actually fairly recently. It was Greensville, South Carolina. Greenville. There's so many green cities down in that area. Green something.
I've been to Greensville, South Carolina. It's the home of the underage hyenas.
Oh, right. They're everywhere. They were an enthusiastic audience and they were having a good time, but they would not shut up. And it wasn't just like one problematic person. There were like 10 people in the room who would not shut up. And there was security, but there were so many of them and they just were kind of feeding on each other. And again, they weren't hostile. They were having fun, but they ruined every fucking joke. Yeah. And like halfway through, I was just like, well, this is what it's going to be. They're not going to stop. I have 20 minutes left.
I don't get paid unless I do the hour.
Yeah. Yeah. It was honestly, it was not fun. I mean, and the thing is, like, they did not even know how pissed I was at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it was one of those things where it's like, this is not even heckling. I don't know how to deal with this. They won't shut up. And there's so many of people who won't shut up.
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with that? I don't even know. I'd never quite experienced that before.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I get heckled, man, like because I'm so bad at dealing with hecklers, I have this thing where like if I engage, I feel like I'm gonna go in a worse because I'm not confident in my crowd work ability to shut them up. So I feel like I will let them have that heckle and I'll just go straight to the joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually
so
it works.
You try and
me.
avoid them.
Yeah, I do. But it really pisses me off, especially if I'm on a roll, talking about these monkey jerking off jokes.
Right.
It's just yeah.
Especially right now, we're in an era where there's a lot of people who think that's what you're supposed to do at a comedy club now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because everyone's trying to get crowd work clips. So I think a lot of people are like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And so so not to play like hypocritic, but like, so I like watching the crowd work stuff because I think, okay, that, you could see how funny someone is on their feet. But also as a comic, I think it's so bad for comedy because, usually they say, no recording, silence, or, everything. And how are half of these people have clips? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like these comedy police, they don't like really do their job. They're just like, they bought the ticket.
Yeah, we're in kind of a gray area now where it's like no recording, but everyone's secretly start recording.
It's like, all right, the headliner's out. You know what that means? Take out your cell phones.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally got off stage the other night because somebody was recording my set and would not stop. And the worst part was I was fucking dying. And like, I mean, if I was killing, I would have still got off stage or just made fun of her the whole time. But it was just nah, like this. And I was done with my set pretty much. So
yeah,
it was pretty bad. When people are just fucking just recording for no reason. I also produced a show and there was my headliner was just all like, "Hey, you tell this fucking bitch to stop recording me, all right? I already fucking told her. I'm not going on with the show until she stops." He fucking stopped.
Wow.
I literally had to go up to her. I was like, "You need to leave or you need to put your phone away."
Yeah.
I put my phone away. I'm like, "All right."
People don't know how to act. People don't know how to act anymore.
Yeah.
Well, the way this bartender was serving doubles, nobody knew how to act.
Oh, sure.
It's just like, "Oh, you want a double?" And she would give you like a quadruple.
Yikes.
It was It's great if you're an alcoholic. Horrible if you're a producer of a comedy show.
I know. Yeah. I was gonna say I want to do that show.
Yeah, this has like been, like this was like when I was like 3 years into comedy, so I don't know, like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, there's definitely sometimes a moment. It's like in the headliner slot at like 40 minutes. Sometimes you can feel like the drunk level go up. Because it's like it's that last call thing. I feel it sometimes. It's like, whoa, like all at once the room just went drunk, and it's that 40-minute mark.
Kevin James Thornton, I want to respect your time, but I have 3 more questions for you.
All right.
Can I ask?
Let's hear it. Yep.
Okay. This isn't really a question. This is a thing. My friend Sergio Nova, who's a comic, he wanted me to tell you this joke. He's a gay comic. And he wanted to see if you like this joke.
All right.
So this is his joke, and you could, and then I'll let him hear this. I tell dick jokes on stage. I always try and fit as many as I can in 1 hour. I didn't like it either.
I don't think I get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, so it's not funny because he doesn't have an hour.
Oh, well, I didn't know that part. So there's some context.
Yeah.
Now it's hilarious.
Yeah, now it's funny. Oh man. But my first actual real question is I noticed just by talking to you, you got some tattoos. And I wanted to know, like, because I got a couple tats myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know like how long, because that seemed like that was like a long like session, you know what I mean?
It's time consuming. In retrospect, I think if I could go back, I would not have tattoos, but it's too late now,
Yeah.
And I like aesthetically, I don't like small little bits of tattoo. If you're going to do it, then
big,
fully do it. And it's expensive. It's time consuming. It's painful.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do it and then fully do it.
All right. So all the people who have tattoos,
It's not
keep
enough.
doing it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have tattoos, don't do it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's Kevin James Thornton advice. It's kind of like if you're addicted to drugs,
keep going. Yeah.
keep going. But if you've never done drugs, don't
Stay
do
away.
drugs.
Yeah.
And then my last question for you, Kevin James Thornton, is if you could go back into a time machine, and I asked this of all my guests, and I actually stole this question from another podcast because I thought it was a good question. But if you could go back to a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself, so like a younger version of Kevin James Thornton, and you could tell him what you know now, something that you know now, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to sound like Oprah, I think, right now.
Okay.
And I hope that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Oprah me up.
What if I just burst into the most realistic Oprah impression you've ever heard?
I would love it.
I don't have an Oprah impression.
Oh, okay, excellent.
You get a car. You get a car. No, I would. This is true. I think about this sometimes. I was so scared. I mean, I didn't know I was scared, but like I stopped myself so many times because I was afraid of failing, or I was afraid I was going to end up 40 and broke, which I did. I succeeded at that part,
Yeah.
But it stopped me. I think if I could have like given myself the perspective I have now, I'd just be like, man, don't be scared. Just like do the thing you love. It's all going to work out. Like you don't need to be afraid all the time.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Yeah.
So that's good advice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that and you didn't say, listen, if you ever see monkeys jerking off on
Right.
don't watch it.
Save those videos. Save them up for later.
Where can the folks at home follow and support you at, buddy?
All of my stuff is on my website, my tour dates and all my stuff at kevinjamesthornton.com.
Well, Kevin James Thornton, it was really an honor talking to you over Zoom, man. And like I feel a good bond with you. And next time you're in LA or if I'm in Tennessee, we should get together and check out a monkey.
Please. I'll be there in May. I'm in Netflix is a Joke in May.
Oh, Netflix is a joke.
Yeah.
Last question. Explain to the folks, what is Netflix is a joke?
It's a week-long comedy festival in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm actually, to be honest, I'm still in awe that they included me. I mean, the lineup this year is like, what?
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm in it at all, I'm honored and excited.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Elysian Theater May 6th. Netflix
Elysian.
is a joke.
That'd be cool. So May 6th, if I don't have a show, I'm going to go.
All right.
We're going to go get a chicken or something.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go to In-N-Out and have the secret menu.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. All right, Kevin James Thornton, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us. And we really appreciate it, man.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. And we'll see you guys next week on the best podcast ever, Joe Rogan Experience. All right, guys. We'll see you guys.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee right here on LA Talk Radio.